Hey, what up? All right, here we go again, man. We back. What time is it, babe?
Not sure.
Okay, we not sure about the time, but I think it's a little bit like,
About 1:30.
yeah, about 1:30. It's about 1:30. So let me tell you about today. Okay, I remember the last video we was kind of telling y'all that since we didn't have the physical FMM form, that we didn't think that we was gonna go ahead and be able to do what we have to do. So today was gonna be just a reconnaissance mission, if you will. We was gonna get out. We got out about 5:36 this morning. I can tell you now, by the time we got there, it was right around, right before 6 o'clock, and there were several people already there. So we decided, hey, let's just stand in line, and let's just wait for a little bit. Let's just see what's gonna go down. Even though we knew that we wasn't gonna be able to actually do the process, but we wanted to sit there and just kind of see how many people showed up. We was thinking that we was gonna sit there, maybe stay in line for maybe about 2 hours, and then we was gonna get out of line and come back to the hotel and just chill, get some breakfast and do whatever. All right, that was the plan. But remember, like they say, like the saying goes, the only thing consistent in Mexico is inconsistency. I am a true believer in that now. Let me tell you why. It's a lot of things. So remember, the plan was the reconnaissance mission today. Okay, well, here it goes. We're in line. We're kind of looking around. A lot of people are already ahead of us. There's people still piling up behind us. And I can tell you, I walked further down the street while Roro stayed she stayed there and held down the fort in line. So I walked down the street to go towards around the corner to the front entrance of the INM office. And man, I can tell you now, they had people lying down on cardboard boxes that had blankets over them. They had one of those big old, 14-inch round bundt cakes, like you go buy from the stores, like back in the States, we got stores like Rounders and Kroger's. If you go and buy those stores, well, they came out there, they was ready. Because by the time I saw this cake, they had literally, it was probably like just a little section left, very small section. So they had been out there all night. They had they coffee, they had their warm tea, whatever. But these people, they was ready to get down and go buy it. And here we go with our Americanized self. We pops up around 6 o'clock in the morning. So, hey, but it turned out good because we decided to stay in line. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going forward. I kind of rambled a little bit, y'all, but I'm trying to give y'all the true lowdown. Because remember, the whole thing about this is we said we want to do everything ourselves. We're not going to go and hire somebody to do what we feel like we are educated enough to do. That's the way we felt. Not trying to take nothing from anybody down here in Mexico because, hey, some people need that help. Some people, if you can't speak Spanish and you can't read and write it, I can tell you now, man, don't waste your time for real because everything is in Spanish. Yeah, you can try to do it and try to use a Google Translator or, try to translate the web page or do whatever. But it's some things that you're not going to be able to translate, period. You're going to have to, excuse me, my language messes up every once in a while, but you're going to have to know how to read and write Spanish to get things through. I can tell you that right now. Because Roro, how much Spanish you speak, babe?
Poquito.
Yeah, she don't speak any Spanish. Very, very little. She can understand some. Throughout the years, I guess she's kind of having a big ear in some of my conversations. So yeah, she's picking up pretty good, but she haven't sat down and say she's gonna learn. But anyway, let me get back to the story, man. I'm telling y'all. So we're in line, and there's a lot of these facilitators, lawyers or immigration lawyers and or facilitators. They're kind of sitting out there. They're helping people. You got placeholders. Those placeholders are people that the lawyers and the facilitators hire just to stand in line for them or for their clients. So we're watching all this transpire. So I asked one of these people, and I wasn't sure if she was a lawyer or a facilitator, but it was her, one of her friends and a guy. I just kind of asked them, where can I get copies made from? Because if you remember in the past video, remember when you come to Mexico, we're in Mexico City, and we came down into the international airport, Mexico City right here, and they are, I can tell you now, there's no physical forms FMM. So again, Go back and watch that video and you'll see the steps that we took to get those. But anyway, so I went over here in the place of this little store is called Centro Copias. Okay, so it's like center copies or whatever, copy center. Okay, so we went there and I went there, she stayed in line. So I went there and I asked these people, hey, look, man, are you able to print something that I have on my phone? And they told me, hey, you know what? Send me a ¿cómo se dice? Correo electrónico, email. Send me an email. Again, I'll tell y'all my language because I'm in that zone right now. But anyway, yeah, they tell me to send them an email. So boom, I'm standing outside the place. Boom, 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 boom. Do what I got to do. I sent that email. I sent me and her FMM in there. I had to run back because I didn't have the money with me. She had the money sitting in line. Well, I go back. I go get the money. I come back to the place, I tell them, hey, look, I already got your email. I already sent you the email. And the young lady was in there, so she go ahead and start printing out some copies. Then lo and behold, Roro calls me on the phone. She say, hey, I'm right here by the gate. The line is moving, man. They shoveling people in. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, just hold on. I'm gonna be right there, but I can't go no faster than these people gonna let me go. So just pump your brakes, stop, and, I'm coming. All right, so lo and behold, I finally get my copies. I got 4 color copies for 4 black and white. And actually, the girl gave me an extra black and white copy on the GP. Don't know why. Maybe just want to get me out of her face. I don't know. But anyway, so I got the copies, and I'm I'm walking fast as I can back to the immigration office. I get to the immigration office, and there's literally 4 people outside the gate. 4 people, and Roro is not one of them. Okay, wow. Picked up the phone, called Roro up. Roro, where you at? What you tell me, Roro?
I'm inside the gate. And look where they have the fountains at.
So Roro already went inside the gate. Now keep in mind, Roro don't speak Spanish. I don't know how she managed to do what she do. I don't know what they said to you. She back there doing something, but as soon as she feel like coming up, she'll come give y'all her piece of the little story. I wasn't there for that. But anyway, so now we got Roro inside the gate. I'm outside the gate. The immigration officer and the police officers, they're not letting me in right now because I'm trying to tell them, hey, mire. Mi esposa está allá. I'm telling them, hey, my wife is there. My wife is inside. Mi esposa está adentro. I'm trying to tell them. But so the guy like, hold on, just give me a second. He telling me in Spanish, give me a second. He go talk, I guess to somebody. But then another officer come out because I called Roro. I'm like, hey, where you at? And she's kind of telling me where she was, and she had the idea. She was like, well, hey, I'm gonna ask somebody to hold my bag for me, wash my bag real quick, my backpack, and I'm gonna come up there and let the officer know that you are my husband and you need to be in here with me because I don't know how she planned on doing all this because again, Roro don't speak no Spanish. So just luckily by the time she came up to the gate, I'm on the outside of the gate, the officer right there. So remember this gate, we can talk through the gate. So he's kind of asking, Roro's trying to say, hey, mi esposa. She know that much. She's like, mi esposa. And the guy looking, and he finally kind of put 2 and 2 together. So he came over there, he talked with me, and we said a little things, back and forth. And boom, he opened the gate, let me in. All right. So now, remember, we wasn't even expecting to do all this today because it was supposed to be a reconnaissance. But now we done waited in line. Roro done got us inside the gate. I went and got our FMM, the physical copy, because I felt like we was gonna need it. So we already got that. So we're waiting in line. Still don't think that we're gonna get no cita, appointments. I'm sorry, y'all, but I've been speaking nothing but Spanish down here, so I'm going back and forth. So so we didn't get. I wasn't thinking that we was gonna get an appointment. Okay, so lo and behold, we're in line, and this line is just snaking. There's a lot of people, y'all. But anyway. We get in line. I don't know what everybody is there. People there for different things. And then one of the ladies from the I&M office, her and the guy, they're coming down the line. They want to see all your documents. They're asking, what are you here to do? So we're telling them. So they show us all our documents. And lo and behold, the lady, she write 42, en mis documentos. Ella escribe 42. That means she just wrote 42 on mine. Okay, then right behind me was Roro. And ella escribe 43 on her documents. She put 43 on hers. Now, not knowing really what this meant until I kind of looked around and probably right when she put 44 on the lady behind Rashonda, that's when I realized, hey, wait a minute, these are appointments. So A reconnaissance mission done turned to a full-fledged, man, we doing this damn thing. You know what I mean? So anyway, we waiting in line. Now we're number 42 and 43. Okay, so we like, hey, we gonna do this. Now, by the time we get to the front of the line, where it's a tent, because you're going through these little snake lines, not inside the building. All this is still outside the building right now. They got it set up to, you got to go through all these lines, get inside the gate. Once you get inside the gate, then you got to do these lines, then you come to a tent. Now, when you come to the tent, that young lady sitting at the table, she want to see all your documents. Okay, so we're showing her all our documents, and, you know, I'm telling her, hey, you know, this, because ask me some questions, not a whole bunch. And she said, okay. She said, no problema. She said, okay. En 10 minutos, and where's how they got? You know, like, she told me in 10 minutes I can go, you know, go around to the other side of the gate because the appointment's at 10 o'clock. I'm like, 10 de la mañana. She said, sí. Okay, so like 10 in the morning. She's like, sí. So I stood right there, and I told her, you know, that's my esposa, mi esposa está allá. You know, I told her my wife is right there, and Rashonda, she came right there. The lady seen her documents. She asked Rashonda a couple of questions. I think she did it kind of slow, because she picked up real quick that Rashonda didn't speak Spanish. But Rashonda did good. I don't know, I couldn't hear everything Rashonda said, but it freaked me out because I'm like, I didn't know she knew that. But anyway, she spoke some, so yes. So anyway, come on, have a seat, talk to the people.
Talk to the people.
So anyway, so now Rashonda gets her appointment. What time did your appointment go for? What time did she make your appointment for the day?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So now, remember, reconnaissance mission done turned to full-fledged, got our FMM copies. Rashonda got us inside the gate. We're in line. We get number 42 stamped, 43 stamped. Now, we get to the front of the outside line where now, when you go to this line, normally this is when the lady tell you, you know, like, okay, this is part 1. Now, they give you have to go through this to get an actual appointment. Okay, some people get it the same day, some people get a 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. We've been hearing all kind of things. Lo and behold, don't know why, but again, she told us, 10 de la mañana. So I'm thinking like, okay, 10 in the morning, I done confirmed it with her, but I want to make sure. And yeah, it's today. So we left out of there, it was about 8 something, right before 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit before 9 o'clock, and we finished all this. We came back to the room real quick. We freshened up a little bit, done what we had to do, relieved ourselves. And then we went right back out there and got there before 9:30. And we waited because the 9:30 group was there. They went inside the gate. We waited outside the gate. 10 o'clock, man, we inside. We're like, whoa, we're actually doing this. Well, so remember, because we're trying to do this, get our resident green card, our temporary, our residente temporal, la tarjeta. It's por un año. Okay, so that's the resident green card, supposed to be for 1 year, temporary, you know, green card. All right, so we're doing all this. I'm gonna get to the end of the story. Y'all just watch. Y'all just chill out. But anyway, because there's been a lot going on. Remember, we've only been in Mexico not even 48 hours yet. Seriously, not even 48 hours yet, and we're running on very, very little sleep. And I think had it not been for that sugar and that horchata, I'd probably be dead right now. But you know, those horchatas, they was pretty good. I'm keeping up on the day. But anyway, so now we're going through all this stuff, and we're there for our 10 o'clock appointment. They finally let us in the building for our 10 o'clock appointment. And now we got to go through more lines, of course. We got to show all our documents again. We got to do this whole rigor mortis. But long story short, let me see that right there, if you mind. Little surprise for everybody. First thing is, remember, we try to get this whole thing is because we want our green cards. Well, I can tell you, everything in Mexico changes at the drop of a hat. Everything. So if you see here, yes. Don't know if you can see it. It ain't green no more. Remember, everything in Mexico, the only thing consistent is inconsistencies. Boom. But this is our, hold on, trying to cover my information up because you don't need all that. You don't need all that. But that's mine. That's mine. Rashonda got hers. So we got them, y'all. We got our temporary residents. So every year we have to do this, you do this. Now, next year when we renew these, we can renew them for 1 year, another 1 year, or up to 3 years. And then after 4 years, you're a permanent resident. So we did it. We did it on our own. We did it without no facilitators. But I'm telling you, if you want to go through this process, and if you in the United States, hit me up. I can help you through this. Peace. Roro gonna talk to y'all a little bit later. We gotta go get something to eat. We gotta go find some FedEx. We gotta go find a couple of things. Because she's been wanting some damn rice, some good Spanish rice and some chicken tacos. Man, they had some street tacos when we was walking back. I want to hit these street tacos
And I
up.
told you to get some.
I'm not eating without you, baby.
Oh well, you're gonna be hungry.
I'm gonna be hungry. That's how
I'm
we
looking for some
we
food.
hey, peace.
Peace.